I'm Jim Frailie, and as you see, we have Macho Man Randy Savage on, and I don't know really if I can get him to turn around or not. He's being a little bit contrary here. Macho, can you turn around?
Yeah, I can turn around real easy. I just did. I just did the first task that you have given me. And I did it and I completed it.
Well, first of all, do you want me to call you Macho or Randy, or what do you want me to call you?
You can call me anything you want. You can call me Macho Man. You can call me Randy, Randy Savage. Randy Savage, Macho Man is my name. And I'm the ICW World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm here on your program today to hopefully answer some questions that you or anybody has out there. And I'm over here at the Cable 10 Studios, and I'm real happy to be here.
Well, I wish you'd get a smile on your face when you say that.
I just did. I beat you to it. It's two for me and nothing for you.
Macho,
getting them hot right off the bat. I'm getting them hot.
Let me ask you this, start off with. How did you get that name, Macho? Did you make this up, or
well, what? A lot of nicknames are made up by people that are wearing the names themselves. For me, it brings me back to when I was playing professional baseball for the Cincinnati Reds. I was in the minor leagues for the Cincinnati Reds, St. Louis Cardinals, and Chicago White Sox. And back then, I could hit the long ball. I was a good home run hitter. And that was at Al Lang Field in Tampa, Florida. The A-ball team for the Cincinnati Reds. And I had a real good year that year. I led the Florida State League in home runs and RBIs. And when there was pennants out in the bleachers, you know how fans are, and they just gave me the nickname. They said, Macho Man hit the ball here, and they put a big target out there. Like, you know, that I was able to control the ball that much to hit it out there and hit the target. I never hit the target. I want to just tell all the people that I never hit the target. I always hit the ball over the target, about 100 feet. And that's where they gave me the name Macho Man. They used to call it in the paper, you know, like Macho Man hits home run that lifts Reds past White Sox or something like that. And the name kind of stuck.
Well, what year was this that you played professional baseball, and actually what happened to your career? Did you get hurt or anything like that?
Okay, that's a real good question. In 1971, I graduated from high school, and I signed a professional baseball contract with the St. Louis Cardinals. And I had 2 good years with them, and what happened there is that they released me right there. They had the energy crisis going on, and they had a lot of good ball players, and they make a decision on whether or not they feel that you have the potential talent or the talent right at that time for your age category in order to make the big leagues and help them in Busch Stadium. And a bunch of the directors must have got together and they said, the Macho Man ain't doing it right now. I got my pink slip and I was out. And what happened right there is that in my mind, it was a setback because I wanted to be the Major League Baseball player. I wanted to be the biggest star in the big leagues. I wanted to be the #1. I wanted to be the legend of all time. I wanted to be better than Babe Ruth. And all of a sudden, the realization that I wasn't going to be that. Boom. But what I did is I hooked down with the Cincinnati Reds, and I played a year and a half with them, and then went to Chicago White Sox, where I became the first player ever to be ambidextrous in ways that I could switch hit and switch throw. I could hit and throw with both hands. And nobody's done that since Paul Richards back for the old Baltimore Orioles. And that gave me real, you know, lots of write-ups. You know, Macho Man throws with both arms, man, comes in, oh man, it's real big. In 1975, the spring of 1975, playing with the White Sox, I came in my locker one day to put my uniform on and go out in the field and hit baseballs like I want to do. And my uniform wasn't in my locker. It was not in my locker. And I said, where's my uniform? Where is my uniform? My uniform is not in my locker. And coach came over to me and he said, hey, Randy, no fans in the clubhouse. You're no longer property of the Chicago White Sox. And I said, well, I can't say it on TV, but I was hot. I was real hot. And I decided, man, I said, if I can't play baseball, nobody's not going to play baseball. So I made some threats like I was going to burn down the clubhouse, which they wrote about the next day in the paper. But I didn't do that. I took my bats and busted them against a tree. the realization did not get hurt. See, that's what people say, man, I got hurt or I was gonna get married or something, you know, there's always an excuse. I didn't make it. I made it real far and I was a real good athlete and a heck of a baseball player, but not to the major leagues. I didn't do it. So I went into professional wrestling. And what I did in professional wrestling is use that same attitude and found out that it was a blessing that they took the uniform out of my locker. And it's great for the history of professional wrestling because it is now known 100% all over the world that the Macho Man Randy Savage is the greatest professional wrestler of all time. Not just now, but of all time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get into the wrestling. I have sat and I've watched, well, let's take this call first. We have a call here. Yes, go ahead.
Randy,
Yes.
what happened between you and Pistol Pez? Are you still friends, or did y'all just split up?
Me and Pistol Pez Watley. Pistol Pez Watley is a super athlete in every sense of the word. I mean, this guy is great. From UTC, I think he was 6th in the nation his senior year. And he went into professional wrestling, you know, through a storm. And I got a lot of respect for Pistol Pez Watley, 100% athlete. I have no differences with Pistol Pez Watley. He's doing his own thing. He caught on with Rip Rogers, who finished 4th in the Mr. Kentucky Physique Contest. And they together are United States Tag Team Champions. Pistol Pez Watley is making a lot of money. I'm sure in the back of Pistol Pez Watley's mind, he would like to make more money by becoming the ICW World Heavyweight Champion. That might be our only difference. Neither one of us has said it to the other person, but I think in the back of each and every person's mind, everybody would like a shot at being the best. But there's no heat again with me and Pistol Pez Watley.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, thanks for calling. I've sat and watched wrestling. How do you tell one like me, and I'm going to be truthful with you, I do not believe in it, that's what's on television. To me, it's nothing but a show, sort of a fake on television, and that's...
What bothers you about professional wrestling? First of all, 100% real, but go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, let's get this call here. I don't know if I'm going to get my question in or not. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to ask Macho Man what he thinks about Ox Baker.
Ox Baker?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, she can put it to you, can't she?
Well, who's Ox Baker?
Very good. Ox Baker is one of the biggest, strongest men I've ever seen in my life. And I guarantee you one thing. He's 311 pounds, solid muscle. To look at him, he was in that Battle of New York movie that came out in Hollywood someplace. Hollywood, I don't even know how Ox Baker, man, got to Hollywood. But he's one of the meanest looking wrestlers in the world. And he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. The only thing is that I think that Ox Baker gets away with his looks. I think people are petrified of him just to look at his face. But I don't care how ugly the man is that I wrestle. I'm not going in there to kiss him. I'm going in there to wrestle him. And guaranteed personified Ox Baker, wherever you are out there, I don't care how ugly you are, it don't matter to me. Hey, you know, dig?
Is there anything else, ma'am?
Yes, I'd like to know if you're going to accept his challenge for the World Heavyweight title or whatever. Do you plan on fighting him?
I guess I'd have to, you know, if promoter George Weingroff feels that he's beaten all the challengers beneath me, you see, to get that reputation. But there's a lot of guys in front of him right now. And I have a couple of commitments, like I'm in the process of signing a match for the world title with Thunderbolt Patterson. Now, he's been running roughshod over a lot of guys in the ICW. And I guess that my attention is going to be to him first. If Ox Baker does the thing against the other people, I will wrestle Ox Baker. There's been a lot of things said bad about me as far as ducking challengers. That's not true. If George Weingroff sees that there's a challenger out there to try to take my title and is competent enough and the people believe in him enough, I will accept that challenge, no problem.
Did you get this little note
Yeah,
here,
it says
Randy?
that, Dear Randy, can you move your hat back a little bit so we can see your baby blue eyes? Those eyes that drive the women wild. That's a good way. It's a good way to put it, man. You can get a lot out of me.
Okay, ma'am, do you have another question?
Yeah, I got a question for the chick in the production room there. I'd like to get to know you a little bit better. I like
that.
Just kidding.
On back into wrestling, of course, I got to be the first one to admit that I've never seen a real...
I'm going to change your mind right now. I'm going to
Here
change
you
your
go.
mind. Send them in.
I like to, but I have seen them on television, and you see maybe like the Oxman, was that his name?
Ox Baker.
Ox Baker, 310 pounds, and he looks like he's going into the ring with a guy who weighs 150 pounds.
Overmatched. Definitely overmatched.
Okay,
Definitely
now,
overmatched.
is this so on television, or is this more or less a warm-up to maybe to try to get to you or something?
Ox Baker, when he goes in the ring against anybody, usually he weighs 100 pounds more than the other guy, right off the bat, because he's 311 pounds. A 211-pound guy is not a small guy. Okay, now, yeah, sometimes you get guys who challenge guys like Ox Baker trying to make a name for themselves, even though they weigh 100 pounds less. Upsets have happened. Just recently, Ron Strunk, who has won not very many matches, just beat Gorgeous Gary Royal in a match on television. Now, what that means is this. Ron Strunk is recognized real good right there. He made a name for himself. All of a sudden, people are talking about Ron Strunk now. And it was that upset victory. Ox Baker can be beat. Don't ever think that he can't be beat. He's 311 pounds. He's been going roughshod over everybody in the world. Now he's going after the ICW World Heavyweight Championship. Why not? I make $200,000 or over a year. Ox Baker would like to get some of that money because deep down, that's what it's all about, is the money. With me in back reservation of my mind about this much, but I'm always thinking about it, is the fact that money doesn't really mean that much when you start talking about the fact that Lutez and Buddy Rogers, who have been the greatest wrestlers of all time, and everybody feels this. And as I was growing up, everybody would say, hey, Lutez is the best. And they say, no, Buddy Rogers is the best. Right now, I am in the process of ending the greatest question of all time for professional wrestling, and that's who is the greatest professional wrestler of all time. And when I do this thing, man, that I'm gonna do, undefeated with the World Heavyweight Championship belt, I am gonna end the question that has been causing people to have brain damage for years. It's gonna be Macho Man Randy Savage, no doubt about it. Everybody agrees. And then when they start talking about second and third place, they're gonna get in a big argument between Lutez and Buddy Rogers. And I don't really care who they choose after that, because it just became the legend of all time. It's pretty good.
Okay, I think
Money can't beat that, baby. That's my opinion.
we got a call here, and let's take it.
Blue eyes.
Yes, go ahead.
What happened to Crusher Broomfield?
Crusher Broomfield's got a very sore neck. He tried out one of Macho Man Randy Savage's pile drivers in Frankfort, Kentucky at the Capitol Plaza Sports Center. Yeah, and it was a real bad thing. I think he's out of the neck brace now. I think he is wrestling in another part of the country. Crusher Broomfield is not out of action. He's back in action, and he's doing rather well. He's in his own category.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling. Talking about your championship, now you have a championship belt. You say you're the world?
The ICW World Heavyweight Champion, yes.
Okay, now how many different wrestling is there? You know, you're saying the ICW.
Yes.
Now, how many different ones are there? Are there, excuse me, you know, like boxing's got WBA and
Yes,
the other one?
there are four.
Four?
There are four major wrestling organizations in the world today, and there are 4 world champions, which makes me the greatest world champion of all time. I'll explain to you right now. In the ICW, which makes them different than the other people and the other organizations, is their world champion, and their wrestlers have to accept challenges from all other organizations. The other ones don't. If you go up and challenge them, or if you're beating people all over and you're doing the thing, hey, you should want a shot at Muhammad Ali. But they don't do that. It's closed. ICW accepts challenges from all people, man. If they don't do it, if you don't accept the challenges, that's it. You can't wrestle for the ICW, because obviously you got something to hide. I don't. That's what makes me the greatest world champion. And I've openly challenged the other world champions. A lot of people know that I've challenged every professional wrestler, people that they call professional wrestlers, by the way.
Okay, let's take this call. Yes, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of Holly Parker?
Pardon?
Have you ever heard of Holly Parker?
Holly Parker?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of him or her.
Well, he didn't really like you.
That's okay. I don't. He's so insignificant to me, I don't care.
Well, would you wrestle him?
Would I wrestle him? Is it a girl?
No, it's a boy.
It's a boy? No, you wrestled the boy. And then why don't you go turn yourself into the county jail, big guy, because you're perverted. If it was a chick, it'd be okay, see.
Now, let me get this right. In the one you're in other words, a wrestler from one of the others can challenge you, and you have to wrestle him, but yet if you challenge him, he doesn't have to wrestle you.
Absolutely, absolutely correct. Doesn't seem fair. It seems like the other ones are closed and kind of categorized them, but they're doing it to themselves. Obviously, they got something to hide. They got some inferior wrestlers wrestling for them. So naturally, the promotion would like to keep their business on the upgrade, see, because they, don't think that they're going to fare too well against the competition. ICW doesn't care, because they know they got the greatest talent around.
Okay,
And the greatest champion.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to ask Macho Man Savage if he's related to the miser.
Yes, I am.
Is he by any chance your father?
Yes, he is.
No, I thought so.
And you're right.
I remember meeting you at the demonstration at Rupp Arena.
Oh, yeah. Tell the people about that.
Yeah, right on. Hey, take it cool.
Okay, brother. Like that guy. He's got potential. I guarantee you he's part of Macho Mania. Smart.
Macho, let me ask you this, if you don't mind telling us, how old are you?
29 years old. I was born November 15th, 1952. I am a Scorpio, for all the chicks out there that want to know. Yeah, Scorpio. See, at the end of this program, she's going to want to go out with me. And after, she's been going like this the whole time. Like, I don't like that guy. But what's going to happen is I'm going to grow on you, baby. You're going to love me. They don't call me the Macho Man. Dig it. Freak out!
Let's take this call. Yes, go ahead.
Is it true that Lee Filani can tear your head off?
Oh, man. Are you in a phone booth ready to jump into your car and drive away?
Now, before you answer that, my grandson says he can. Now, what?
Hey, Lee Filani's a great wrestler. There's no doubt about it. There is no question about it. If I went over here and said on television, and I respect the Cable 10 studios right here because I think they're a great TV station, and said that Lee Filani is a bad wrestler, he's a former ICW World Heavyweight Champion. And that's the man I beat on March 13th, 1979 in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Okay? He's great, but I'm better. I'm better.
You got another question?
Is he your brother?
Yes, he is.
Well, I didn't know.
Yep. You're not too enthusiastic about anything, are you?
No, not quite.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Why don't you jump off the bridge and take the final dive downtown? See, the thing is, You got to get enthusiastic about something. That guy is slow, real slow. I don't care what he says, man. Say it with enthusiasm. Do something about it. He's just walking around town. I'm glad he put the quarter in the right slot. Give us a call, aren't you? That's okay. Yeah. Keep on digging.
Oh, we got another call here. Yes, go ahead.
Would you be scared to wrestle the Sheik?
The Sheik.
I'm not scared to wrestle anybody, but if I go in against the Sheik, it's going to be a reason. I'm not going to go out there just to wrestle the man for his reputation, because mine is bigger than his. He would have to wrestle me for mine. He's the United States heavyweight champion. And the last time that I looked on the globe, the United States is smaller than the world. So guaranteed that I am going to wrestle him only if he starts beating all the talent around and he starts putting the victories together. The fans demand it, George Weingroff demands it, and I'll put up my World Heavyweight Championship belt then. If I see him walking down the street, I'm not going to run and dive on a wild man like that. No. I'm a World Heavyweight Champion. I'm an athlete. I'm doing my wrestling in the ring, hopefully. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Something that was brought, your whole family wrestles then. Do you have anybody else, or your father and your
No, that's
brother?
it. That's it. Go ahead. They said they
You
got
got
a call.
another call? Yes, go ahead.
Can Ronnie Garvin beat you up?
Can who?
Ronnie Garvin beat you up?
It's a man called Ronnie Garvin. He's known as the one-man gang, and he admires me very much. He really admires me. He does. Because he's afraid of me physically. Ronnie Garvin, you're afraid of me physically. I know it.
Thanks.
And my people know it too, you know? I'm bad for his reputation. I'm very bad for his reputation. He's gonna be potentially one of the greatest employees at a quick stop store, because he's gonna have to get a job washing dishes or something, because professional wrestling is not for Ronnie Garvin. No, it's not.
We're getting all kinds of calls here. Yes, go ahead.
Macho Man, what happened to Brenda Britton?
Brenda Britton, a situation, that was a valet that I was walking down the aisle with, and she was taking my robe and bringing it back. And she's a very beautiful woman, and she's a dancer at the Comer's Lounge in Lexington, Kentucky, and she dances, and she's a great dancer. I'm on an ego trip, man. I don't need nobody even stealing a portion of the spotlight from me, because I'm going to be the legend. Brenda's going to do whatever Brenda wants to do, and I'm going to go on and do my thing to be the legend of all time. Myself.
Yes, go ahead.
Is this Ernie?
Yeah. No, it's Elvis Presley.
Molly Parker, and I want some of you.
All right, man. You want to talk to Jim. That's you.
No, keep me out of it. I don't want anybody.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Do your thing here. Don't choke.
He must have hung up.
I got nervous.
Who is it, Holly Parker or something like that? Parker or? Do you know of any such person?
No.
Well, we got another call. Yes, go ahead.
Nobody.
Okay, how much of wrestling is fake?
How much is? Well, that's a good question. I want to know this one myself.
0.
None at all?
Nothing.
Now, you mean to tell me that these that's on the television, the tube, now, as I said, I'm not talking about live, I'm talking about on the tube, that none of that is fake whatsoever?
Let me re-qualify my answer to the public and to you. I can't vouch for every match. Anytime 2 individuals go into the ring, you don't know what's going on. You got 2 guys bowling for the finals. And if one guy somehow, I don't know how, decides that he wants to throw the bowling game and make less money than the other guy and have him beat him and have that guy go on to fame and fortune, well, that was a pretty good con job that guy did on the other guy. Okay, that can happen. You know, I'm not vouching for every match, but I'm saying professional wrestling, super athletes, training all the time for money at the top. The money is better the higher up the card you go. There's very little reason in my mind why I would go on television and do anything to make me look ridiculous. Now, or in the studio of the ICW Wrestling Studios at WTVQ and Channel 36 in Lexington, there's no reason for me to do that. I can't think of one. If you can give me one now. Yeah.
You got another question?
No, thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, I know you're, well, let's see if we got another call here. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Hello. I'd like to know what Macho Man does with all of his bruises.
What does he do with all of his bruises?
I mean, wrestling is such an athletic sport. I'd like to know where all the bruises go.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, just hang on there, and let's just say, for example, that I've seen them, you know, where somebody is laying down on the mat, and then all of a sudden you'll see an arm where you jump up and maybe hit an arm right down on his chest or throat or something. Now this got to make a bruise.
Yes, it does.
And it's got to hurt.
It sure does. Makes a bruise and it hurts. Yes,
now what happens to all these bruises?
You wear them.
Huh?
You wear them. There's nothing you can do. You can take vitamin C to help get rid of them. If that's what you mean. The bruises that maybe she gets from tying herself up to different furniture in the room in which she sleeps can be cured with vitamin C. Those are not the same kind of bruises. Those are whip marks. We don't get whip marks. What we do is guaranteed personified. If I touch you and squeeze you real hard, you will bruise and redden right away. But if you do it to me, my skin is tight. You know, tight, lady? My skin is real tight, and it's not gonna bruise like this woman on the phone or like yourself, because I'm in shape. And you're right, I am a great athlete. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Macho. I tell you, I get stocked up on my vitamin C, and you can bruise me any day.
You don't need no vitamin E, lady. I know that. I know you don't need no vitamin E.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, one thing, you can settle down. She didn't leave her name anyway. We have another one here.
I still got something going with the girl in the room. She's gonna like me.
Yes, go ahead. Pardon? Well, I have no idea. Who is it?
This is that Holly again.
Huh?
This is that Holly you called chicken again.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh boy, you got me. What are you gonna do? Hang up?
Somebody told me you called me a chicken. And if you think so, come on out phone off.
Hey, I'm over here. Here's the situation. I am over here at Cable 10 Studios, an extra added attraction for you geek. You can come on down here and feel the pain.
You can come up there and feel the pain if you ain't too scared, bud. Rose.
Why would I be scared of somebody who weighs 97 pounds and is wearing a dress?
But I got your dress and your 97 pound too. That's a 4-pound baloney if you want it.
Okay.
4 pounds is all, huh?
I think what the Macho Man's trying to say is come on down and he'll introduce yourself to her.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a Randy Savage hangover you won't believe. It's more potent than a Harvey wallbanger, guaranteed. I might put a little extra effort into it.
I think I caught where you said that Leaping Lanny, you beat him, and you made a statement that he was your brother.
Yes.
Of course, I realize you both was fighting for a championship of wrestling. I don't like that word fighting, wrestling. How did you feel about this brother against brother?
It was pretty strong. It was pretty strong. I'll tell you what it came about was not a great thing that happened. It just that happened that in 1978, May 10th, Lanny went against Joe Bannock, the current ICW World Heavyweight Champion at the time, and beat him, okay? And then that was in 78. Well, in 75, I got out of baseball, and man, I was working out hard for no other reason than to challenge Joe Bannock for the ICW World Heavyweight Championship. You know, why not? I want to be the best at anything that I do, anything. Okay, so I'm in the midst of my training, and now I'm ready. And Lanny beats Joe Bannock. Well, what do? You know, the next time around when life happens, I come back and I do the thing. Challenge Leaping Lanny, March 13, 1979, a lot of emotion, but he tried his hardest, I did my hardest, I came out with the belt. That's why the date, March 13, 1979, means everything to me. It's history now. Beat him.
Let's take this call here. Yes, go ahead.
Ask him if he would stand up and take his hat off so we could get a better look at him.
Well,
You want my what off?
Take your hat off and stand up
How
and get a
about-
better look at you.
well, let's do
I'd
it
rather
this.
take off something else.
How about how about
No, just your hat. I'd just like to get a better look at you.
how about taking off your hat and your shirt there,
I just lean back a little bit. Am I what?
and your shirt or jacket or whatever it is?
Okay, let's see. Let's have a poll. Who wants the pants, the shoes, the shirt, the hat? Or me?
It's
She don't. She turned me down 5 times now. But that's okay.
I'd just like to get a better look at you when you take
All
your
right.
hat off and stand up.
No, I'll tell you what. I got you. It's gonna be the mystique.
Okay.
Yeah, come see me sometime and I'll take my hat off for you.
What?
Never leave them fully satisfied is my secret. And boy, I don't.
I don't get a look at
She
you.
knows that.
maybe we can talk him into it here before too much longer.
Oh, please.
Okay, we'll try to talk him into
Keep
it
it
here.
dangling.
Oh, come on, please.
Oh man, I like you. I like that girl. Yeah. I don't care if you get on your knees. I'm not going out with you. You hurt my feelings.
Let me ask you this.
I got her where I want her now.
You said your father also wrestled. Have you ever wrestled him, or
Never
have
wrestled.
you ever
no.
trained with him, or anything like that? When you're, I'm sure you go into.
Yeah, one time, he held me down through 2 movies and was eating a whiz bar and had a leg scissor on me and wouldn't let me out for about 3-4 hours. I couldn't get out. I swore someday that, I just compared, I had nothing against my dad, you know, because I like him. No problem. Never would wrestle each other competitive basis. Hey, you can't wrestle your dad. Your brother's bad enough, right? Okay, but your dad, no. The only thing is that I learned a lesson that day. I didn't want nobody doing that to me, holding me down like that so easy, you know. I wanted to be big and strong and be able to handle and defend myself. Even when I was playing baseball, man. I had a lot of situations happen where beanballs were thrown toward my head because I was hitting so many home runs. Well, I had a choice of 2 things. After I get hit with the ball is to go to first base and be a runner, and after you hit me in the head with the baseball, or go to first base via the mound and go to the mound and bam, make him respect me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, big guy. The next time I come up to the plate, you better be trying to strike me out or something and not trying to injure me permanently. Dig it?
Okay, let's get this call. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Randy?
Yeah.
Could you explain how you keep in the physical shape you do, and also what is the thing about the rumor here that you might have been on national television through the PM Magazine section?
Okay, I was on PM Magazine and it did go national. The rumor is correct. They did a big story on a championship match, a rematch, that happened between me and Lanny, which went 60 minutes and no winner. Time ran out. In order to wrestle a 60-minute match, you got to be in amazing physical condition. And at the end of that match, being in an amazing physical condition, I made the hour. At the end of the match, I went in the dressing room, man, and I laid down because I was exhausted. it's what a strain it is to go 60 minutes with Leaping Lanny. And with no winner at full speed, you got to be in tremendous condition. As far as weights go, training goes, it's a lot of it is with the weights. I work out 5 hours a day with the weights, 5 days a week, 2 days rest to let the muscles grow, and I do a lot of running and a lot of heavy bag work because I feel it's good conditioning to boom, 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 you know, Sonny Liston style.
Well, in working out, in continuing with that question, do you have somebody that you, well, you know, like boxers have sparring partners? Do you have somebody that you can wrestle with or something like this to?
What I do is I really don't wrestle that much in my training. See, I know what I can do. I put in my 1,000 hours. And what Paul Richards says, it takes 10,000 hours. I've gone to that point. So you got your level of athletes that you want to have. You got your hundreds and you got your zeros, and you can fit anywhere in there. I mean, the choice is yours. I chose to take the 10,000 hours of training with my professional wrestling when I was playing baseball, when I was doing football. A 24-hour day to me was something that I had to make the most of. I had to make the most of it. I did. I put in the time, I put in the effort, and now I know what I'm doing. So now all I gotta do is once every 30 days, put up my title, get by the match any way I can, win, draw, anything, keep the belt, become the legend of all time. I put in my time, I put in my 10,000 hours. Hey, I can party too, and I can have a good time too, but I made time for my training. I put those hours in. I deserve the reward. I am 100% athlete, and that's what I want to be remembered as. 100% athlete. I take my training very seriously. Go ahead.
Okay, let's take this call here. Yes, go ahead.
Are you going to give Box Baker a world title chance?
Ooh.
Who's that?
Are you going to give Box Baker a world heavyweight match?
See, I'll tell you what, I can tell when a guy is really getting it. You know, you get guys that come in, just like on wrestling. You watch a 1-hour program, man, you see different wrestlers, but one guy sticks out more than the other guys. And I've been on 23 talk shows or television appearances or anything this week. And the name Ox Baker keeps coming up, you know. So the man is making an impression. I'm sure that I'm gonna have to. And like I said before, Ox Baker's ugly. And I'll tell that to his face. I'll tell that to his ugly face. And if you're coming after my belt, and you're gonna take away my dream, there's gonna be one heck of a wrestling match, or whatever else needs to be to go out with that belt. Ox Baker, you're making a big reputation, but you're gonna fall short. And in order to prove that you can beat me, you're gonna have to prove it, man. You're gonna have to do it in the ring. And guaranteed, when I sign a title match with you, I'm gonna have advance warning. I'm going into an intense training program that you can't even believe. He's gonna think it's, you know, press. It's gonna happen. In fact, I'm enthusiastic. When I leave here, I'm gonna do an all-night workout. And I've done that many times. Whenever I'm motivated, I'll do the thing. Who says that you have to train in the daytime? No, you can get up in the middle of the night, you can light 3 candles all over, you can burn some incense, and you can play your stereo real loud, and you can train. And guaranteed, Ox Baker's gotta be ready for you.
You got another question?
And what would you say your toughest match has ever been?
Toughest match that I've ever had.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've been in a lot of tough matches. And going back them in my mind. I'd say that match with Leaping Lanny, that 60-minute match, just took everything out of me. And for the world title, the pressure, I think that would have to be the toughest match that I've ever had. Not the one where I beat him on March 13th, 1979, because that went 42 minutes, but I won that one. and I did real good. 60-minute match, sleeping Lanny. Real tough.
Okay, you got another,
Exhausting. Physically exhausting.
you got another question?
That's all.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thanks for calling.
Good question. Real good question. Made me think.
Somebody called in and
Made me
said,
think a lot.
would you wrestle Jerry Lawler?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I want to challenge the people right now. And I would do this over worldwide TV. If anybody can get me a match with Jerry Lawler, the guy. See, to me, he's not a professional wrestler. If anybody can get me a match with him, I will take $50,000 out of my CMA account and I will give it to charity. Also, I will give Jerry Lawler $50,000 more for just wrestling me. One condition, if we can have a camera so all the people can see it. If he loses nothing except the thing, man, that you're a great professional wrestler and really you're just a little puppet. You know. People believe in the Pillsbury Doughboy, guaranteed personified. That's a lot of money to charity, and that's a lot of personal money to him. I'm gonna be the legend of all time. No Pillsbury Doughboy is gonna stop me. They get answer that one.
Okay, let's take
It's
this
strong.
call here. Yes, go ahead.
Is Miss Brenda Britton still your, Miss Macho Man?
No, she isn't, man. She's dancing in the middle of the night at Comer's Lounge in Lexington, Kentucky, and looking real good. Looking real good.
Yes, I gotta say you're about, the best, champion any division of, in the United States. And, any, tag team that you get with has gotta be one of the best. But there's a team I've seen, of Frankie Miller and Danny Green. I've seen they're really tough.
Never heard of him.
I mean, they are really tough.
Well, obviously you're giving a plug to somebody that you know, and you're trying to con me by making me feel real good and then saying that like those guys might be professional wrestlers, but I know just about every professional wrestler in the world today, and I've never heard of those guys, so go on to the next question. He's obviously lying. But he's right about me being the greatest. He's just a liar about the other stuff.
Kind of build your ego up there a little bit.
Yeah, but it didn't work. I'm too smart. Did you know I was National Honor Society in high school?
No.
See, a lot of people think that I'm dumb. I'm not. National Honor Society. Go ahead. I just wanted to get that in.
Let's take this call here. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I've been hearing Savage run his mouth all night. I wonder if he'd take on the challenge.
Sure, come on down.
All right, I ain't too far from you.
Good, come on
no,
down.
I'm serious.
Yeah, come on
If
down.
y'all take on challenges, 'cause I like to challenge you.
Yeah, come on down.
Huh?
Come on down. Yeah. Come on down.
Well, I ain't too far from you. No, I'm serious. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. If you're man enough, I'll rest you 15 minutes and guarantee you can't keep your pen down 15 minutes. And I ain't no professional wrestler either.
Oh, man. I think I know this man's wife.
No, you don't know my wife. I know yours, though. But
Oh, you do?
I weigh 6 times.
I didn't think I thought I was married. I didn't think that I was married, man. You're trying to ruin my action. You are trying to ruin my action. You're trying to beat my time, man. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Why?
Chicks love me, man. Chicks love me, man.
Yeah, you're chicken, ain't you?
Chicks love me, man.
Is that the reason why you keep running in and out of the ring all the time?
Running in and out of the ring is something that you couldn't do because you'd blow up. You'd get nervous and you'd, blow up. You couldn't move. I get in and out, man, because I am like a cat. Yes, I am like a cat.
Yeah, that's right. Security cat.
Oh, man, this guy's cool, right?
That's right. I stay cool.
Take a cold shower, man. I think that your fantasy is to go to bed with me, and I'm not like that. I am not like that.
Well,
But I
y'all
know
probably
some
should
people
be
that
in
are.
the same building as you.
I know some people
But I
that
would
are.
like to take you on one time, just see what
How
kind
mu-
of man you really are.
Let me ask you something, okay? How much do you weigh?
I weigh 300 pounds exactly.
Okay, that is a big boy. That is
No,
a
ain't no
very
boy
big.
to it. It's
No,
small man.
that
I
is a
was in before you.
that is a
Talk
big
about
man.
boy.
Do you work out with the weights? Too much hesitation. Answer, wrong. Go on to the next one. You gotta work out. If you are just heavy, that's not good enough. If you are just heavy, see, you gotta combine speed with size. Now, Ox Baker's 311 pounds. He's slow. He's depending all on his size. It matters. It matters in sports. It's like professional baseball or football or anything like that, man. You gotta have it all. You gotta do it all. Go.
Okay, let's take this call here. Yes, go ahead.
Randy Savage, where'd you find the pile driver?
Where did I find it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a hole that I did not discover the hole, the pile driver. Other people have used it. Other people use it like to different degrees. I happen to be real good with it. Yeah, I happen to be real good with it. It's something that I worked on real hard, and it's paying off for me now. But the pile driver is a very devastating hold if it's done right. If certain guys do it, it can have no effect. But a pile driver is a very lethal hold, and the ICW, George Weingroff, found it necessary to ban the hold for a while. But the pile driver is now legal in the ICW, and that's good for me. It's a good point for me. I hope that Ox Baker gets in my pile driver one time with his big mustache.
You got another question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My sister likes you, Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Do what?
My sister likes Randy Savage.
Oh, your sister likes Randy Savage.
Wow. That's great. Connect her with the girl in the booth and try to convince her that I'm something more than just a beast walking up and down the streets. I have a mind.
Okay, thanks for calling. You was talking about the pile driver, I think. Is that something where you turn them upside down and ram their heads?
Yes, it
to
is.
the,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Actually, if a person really not in shape, how much do you weigh, by the way? I didn't.
My weight fluctuates. It goes from 222 to 235.
Okay, let's get this question. Yes, go ahead.
Randy, how much can you bench press?
Wow. I bench press pretty good. If you can understand this, and then I'll tell you the total. Powerlifting and bodybuilding are two different things. I'm out for not only strength but endurance at the same time. So I do a thing that's known as repetitions, okay? So I'm not actually trying to go and see exactly how much I can lift. I am trying to like do 10 repetitions with it to get me both size and strength. But I will tell you that it's over 400 pounds that I do. And it's not more than, say, 440, okay?
Okay, you got another question?
And you can multiply that with the square root of 5. And you take that answer and disregard it, because I'm not going to answer it.
Okay, you got another?
I confused you. Maybe not. I confused the girl in the booth. I'll try anything to get the girl in the booth.
I think Jim Bell's trying to beat you to it. Sitting there.
Yeah. I'm going to tell him some things about Jim Bell that she don't know.
Let's see if it's not another call for her. Is that another one? Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, what about you and Ric Flair fighting?
Ric Flair is a very good wrestler. And I'm probably shocking you by saying that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He's one of the world champions.
Yeah.
And I put out a challenge to him. And he hasn't accepted it yet. If there was one world champion out of the 4 that I said before that would accept the challenge, in my mind, like I'm thinking, right? I think that it would be Ric Flair. And it's really beyond me why he hasn't accepted it yet. He might do it. And then that'll be great for me, because I win that match. Legend of all time, right? Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep plugging, man, keep going. 29 years old. Do it before I'm 30. That's my goal. That's what I told myself when my uniform taken out of my locker in baseball, man. I said, before I'm 30 years old, Randy Savage, as I'm looking in the mirror, my name was different at the time now. It's not my real name. Okay? You're gonna be a world champion in professional wrestling. That's your new goal. Forget baseball. Throw your bats out the window. Do not burn the clubhouse down. Let the clubhouse stay, because you'll have to go to jail, and by the time you get out, that's going to be more days against you becoming the ICW World Heavyweight Champion before the age of your 30. Get busy. Get working hard. Get intense training. Work out. TLAMF.
You got another question?
No, that'd be all. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling. Well, let's see if that's not another one. Have we got another one there, Jim? No, I don't think we have. Randy, I want to try to talk to you about some lady called in and wanted to see your physique. So how about taking that jacket off and letting the people see it?
Okay, take the jacket off. Okay, I'll do
Well,
that.
she wanted your hat too.
She wanted my
but
hat.
She wanted your hat too, but if you want to leave your hat
I'll
on,
do
well,
something.
you know, somebody's going to accuse you of being bald or
Tell the
something.
girl, turn around in the booth. No free looks. You turn me down, girl.
Them, we're showing his body off right now.
Give me a little bit of a... I didn't get those from losing matches.
And you say you bench press 4?
Over 400 pounds.
Over 400,
Yeah.
something
Not
like
good.
that. Yes, go ahead.
Randy, what is your favorite hold?
Pile driver. Pile driver is my favorite hold because it's the hold that makes me win matches. It's a hold that I can get a submission with. It's the hold that I can pin the guy for the money. The other holds that I get, I can catch him if I get the right balance, the right timing, and catch the other guy off guard. That's a variable. The pile driver, to me, if I can pile drive somebody, I think that I can win that match. So the pile driver would be my best one.
The woman in the booth got the square root times 500 equals LOVE.
That is heavy. That is heavy.
I don't think we can get that on
Yeah.
camera, but
You know what? She is showing me some style. You are showing me some style. Guaranteed.
do you have another question?
Randy, why did you quit baseball and go on professional wrestling?
I'll answer that in 1 second after I cool off. Ooh, man, that's pretty strong. Perfume too, Shalimar. Shalimar. Okay, quit baseball to go into professional wrestling. I didn't quit baseball, I got fired. I didn't do as good as they wanted me to. And they took the uniform out of my locker, and bam, I went into wrestling to become the legend before I'm 30 years old. I feel like I've done it.
Do you have another question?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Randy, let me ask you this on, let's just say take you and take a college wrestler, you know, like the NCAA that they have on television on the high school and college wrestling
Yes.
and everything. What is the biggest difference between the two there?
Elimination of holds, of potentially dangerous holds. They got so many rules in the NCAA, you can't do nothing. You gotta start on your knees. You join hands one time like this, and they do it all the time in professional wrestling, join hands. You got points taken off and potentially dangerous hold. They put a hand behind you, point at you. You know, one more, you're disqualified. Man, you're afraid to move. Yeah, amateur wrestling is a tough sport, a very, very tough sport.
Okay, let's take this call here. Yes, go ahead.
Hello? Yes, can you tell me why Crusher Broomfield left the area?
He sustained an injury from my pile driver, and he went to another part of the country, and I heard that he's back in wrestling now, and he's doing real good in that part of the country. But he is doing real good.
Do you think he'll be back in the LCW?
I'm sure he will. He's actually still in the ICW.
Okay,
The ICW wrestles all over the world. He's just in a different branch.
Okay, another question for you. Back on August 27th, 81, back in the studios, Channel 36, can you tell me why you attacked one of the fans there and kicked his car door in out in the parking lot?
Did you do that?
Man, I can't remember, man. 24 hours further back, man, I can't remember nothing like that.
Was it something that you had to wind up paying for the door or something?
Is that right?
Happened out in the parking lot studio.
From time to time, see, like callers before, fans feel like, you know, they're drunk. Yeah, and they get this thing that they're stronger than they are, and they're tougher than they are. And then when somebody does a little something to prove to them that they're not, when they initiated the thing, they go through different courts. That's the equalizer. A small man who doesn't work out. I would never go into somebody's house and throw my weight around because somebody, some real small person, even in a wheelchair, is going to take a .44 Magnum and I'm going to wish I didn't, you know. And that's a threat in this society. So what it is I know that lesson, and I feel that maybe that person didn't know that lesson, so he had to go through the other way to do the thing, which is good. It's okay.
One more question.
I got plenty of money, Big Daddy.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you tell me what happened to Bob Orton Jr.?
Bob Orton Jr. is currently wrestling in New York and doing very good.
Will he be back in the ICW?
He's in the ICW still.
Still in the ICW?
Sure. ICW, see, what the fans don't realize, and I hope that I can help them now, and I'm not knocking the fans for not understanding it because it's a complex thing. The wrestlers go all over the world, but there's different TV stations that you see them out of, but they'll wrestle in different places, you see, but they're still in the ICW.
Is that the same for Bob Roop? He's still in the ICW?
Bob Roop is still in the ICW. He wrestles for other organizations, but he still can wrestle in the ICW. That's the difference between the organizations, different organizations. Anybody man enough to accept the challenge can wrestle in the ICW and make big money. Bob Roop and Bob Orton Jr. are two of those same people. Now, you don't see them on ICW wrestling all the time, but they accept challenges. If anybody challenges them, they will leave that organization for one time and to stop that person from challenging them so he can go on and continue his career and make more money and make the money for that night. Now, you got other people that are challenged, like I challenged before with a $50,000 plus $50,000 offer, that won't challenge for no other reason because they're hiding something. Possibly not a true athlete in professional wrestling. Possibly a match that you saw that maybe didn't make sense to you, and possibly a match that I can't vouch for. Possibly. That's the situation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling. Randy, we only just have a few more minutes. Let's see about this call here.
Okay.
I think this telephone's just been ringing off the hook tonight. We got one? Okay, let's take it. Yes, go ahead.
Was Randy Savage Mr. Kentucky?
Well, I was going to get to that. Were you Mr. Kentucky?
No, I wasn't. I participated in the Mr. Kentucky Physique Contest, and out of 20 contestants, I finished 7th. I finished in 7th place.
Was you hoping to do better?
I was hoping to finish in 1st place. I went down there with that goal in my mind, but I'm telling you right now that I got beat. You know, I got beat. 6 other guys, the judges, and I got no complaints because I saw them and they looked real, you know, the symmetry and different things like that. You know, I might have been bigger than everybody, but they had more cuts, and there's a lot to bodybuilding. It's a tough sport. Rip Rogers finished in 4th place, ICW wrestler, one half the United States Tag Team Champions. He looked great. He looked great. He might have, should have won, and I'm saying that. It's okay.
Yeah, it hurt you very bad when Crusher Broomfield did his belly splash on you?
Probably, I'm about the only person that could endure something like that because of my conditioning. Luckily, he never did splash me one time.
Make your chest pop out. I want to see if you can make your chest muscles go.
After she does in the booth. If she does it, I'll do it.
Okay, we'll see if we can talk him into it, dear, before we go.
I'll talk to her first.
Randy, we only
Still got your letter.
We only got a couple more minutes before go off the air. Jim Bell and I thought of this idea today. Of course, I work out to Union Underwear where we make these things, the uniprints, and kind of like to give you a couple little shirts here. The first one we got, can we get a good picture of this? It says Hot Shot on it.
Great.
We
What
wanted
a
to,
shirt.
we wanted to get Macho Man, but they just didn't have time to make it up. So we want to give you that one.
Boy,
And then
that's
we,
the best thing that ever happened to this shirt.
yeah, then we got one here. We got one here that says, what, do you want to read it?
Yeah, mean and ornery.
Which we,
It's got a guy with a beer there, get ready
Beer.
to drink it.
beer and,
I'll wear it, but I don't drink. I want everybody to know that I do not drink.
do we have a call? Let's take this last call.
I
before
might
we
try to
go
be
off the
Mr.
air.
Kentucky next year. I don't like getting beat.
Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
What kind of sports did you play in the high school years?
Football, basketball, baseball, wrestling.
Who for? Who for? Was it
Oh.
team in Kentucky or?
No,
Are you originally
Florida.
Florida?
Yeah, in Sarasota.
Do you have another question?
No.
Okay, thanks for calling. Well, Randy, we only got just a few more seconds. Well, let's see if we can take this last call here. We got a call there, Jim? Yeah, we got a call. Yes, go ahead.
Can Randy Savage wrestle on Georgia Championship Wrestling?
Can he wrestle on Georgia Championship Wrestling?
Yes.
No, they don't want me down there, boy. I go down there and I make everybody look like pretzels, and that's bad for them. See, that's a different wrestling organization. I'll wrestle anybody on any TV.
Could you wrestle Dusty Rhodes or Kabuki?
Oh, yeah, no problem. I beat Dusty Rhodes twice. I never wrestled Kabuki.
Then why won't you wrestle Ox Baker?
What's that?
Will you wrestle Ox Baker?
I would rather wrestle Dusty Rhodes, Kabuki, and about 8 more guys on that wrestling from Georgia than Ox Baker. I'll tell you that. But I will wrestle Ox Baker, too.
Okay.
It seems like, as you said, there's been many, many calls about that name coming up to you. It looks like you're going to have to sign a contract.
Everything's
with
Ox Baker, it seems to me.
Looks like you're going to have to talk to somebody and get a contract. But let's see.
No, he's got to get the contract. I'm after the girl in the boot.
Oh, let's see
He's
this
got-
call right here.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh,
Yes.
I was wondering, have you ever had any challenges from the Georgia Championship?
No.
No?
No, not one challenge.
Never?
Never.
My old brother said you're chicken.
Oh, yeah? Your brother's a tough guy.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Don't argue with your brother, man. Anything your brother says, believe for the rest of your life. About what girl to marry, what job to get. Do the thing that your brother says. Keep everybody confused, and I'm up here.
Well, we're trying to get off the air, but we're getting all kinds of calls in, so let's just take them until they die down. Yes, go ahead.
Andy,
Yes.
did you get drafted in the pros in baseball?
Yes, I did.
You didn't?
I did.